Deep in the mountains of a remote region lived a small village. Its people were hard-working, honest folk who, like most others, just wanted to live their simple lives in peace. Then one day the village simply vanished. Houses were abandoned, livestock were left behind. Crops were left to rot in the fields, and not a single soul was to be found anywhere. What's more, there was no logical reason for them to leave. There was no war, no natural disaster, and no sign of violence. It's as if one day they had packed up their things, said their goodbyes, and left for parts unknown. And yet the strangest part of this mystery is that there is no record of the village's existence at all. It's as if it were never there to begin with. Books, maps, and even old photographs show no sign of its existence. This begs the question, how can an entire village simply vanish without a trace? Well, some believe that the villagers may have known something that we don't. Something that could have spelled disaster for anyone who stayed behind. This is the unsettling story of the village that erased itself from history. In the early 1960s, residents of the small village of Orador began to notice strange lights in the sky. At first, these were assumed to be distant stars or perhaps some kind of meteor shower. But soon it became clear that whatever they were getting closer. Then one fateful night, a bright light filled the sky and a tremendous roar echoed over the hills. The villagers, frightened by the spectacle, ran outside to find an enormous crater that had appeared in the nearby forest. In the days that followed, a thick black cloud hung over the village. Villagers fell mysteriously ill with no apparent cause. Animals were found dead in the forest and crops withered and died in the fields. People began to whisper that the end of the world was nigh. Some even claimed that the forest was now cursed. But as time went on, the villagers' fears seemed to intensify. Strange lights were seen in the sky once again, growing ever closer with each passing day. And so it was that the people of Orador made the decision to abandon their homes and flee to the city. But when the townspeople returned to retrieve their belongings, they found that their crops had been completely destroyed, their animals were dead, and their houses were in ruins. It was as if the forest had devoured the village whole, and while this tale may sound like a fairy tale, it's actually rooted in reality. In 1963, a meteorite the size of a house crashed into a forest near the town of Orador, France. The impact shook the ground for miles around and left a crater nearly 200 feet wide and 40 feet deep. While the meteorite did not contain any dangerous substances, its impact caused massive environmental damage to the surrounding area. The small village that stood nearby was completely destroyed. But there is another theory about what happened to the villagers of Orador that is far more sinister. Some say that the meteorite was not a natural phenomenon, but an alien spaceship that landed in the forest. When the locals realized that it was not from this world, they were terrified and fled for their lives. And while it may sound far-fetched, there is evidence to support this theory. You see, the meteorite was never supposed to land on Earth. According to NASA, its trajectory should have taken it directly into the sea, but for some reason, it veered off course and crashed into the forest instead. Some believe that this was no accident, and that the meteorite was deliberately steered towards the village by extraterrestrial beings. But why would aliens want to destroy a small French village? Well, some say that the villagers knew something that the aliens wanted to keep secret. You see, in the days leading up to the crash, the villagers had reported seeing strange lights in the sky and had even found strange symbols carved into trees in the nearby forest. These symbols were unlike anything the villagers had ever seen before and seemed to be deliberately placed there to send a message. When the meteorite finally crashed into the forest, it released a strange black cloud that poisoned the villagers and destroyed their crops. Those who survived the initial impact were killed by the cloud or died of illness and starvation. And so it was that the entire village was wiped out, leaving behind only a crater and a mystery that has never been solved. So, what do you think really happened to the village of Ordor? Did the villagers know something that we don't? Or was their fate simply a tragic accident? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for more content. Have a great day.